pre-qualification and a pre-approval. So can you tell us a little bit about the differences between those two?
Sure. Really, it's very similar. Pre-qualification, I don't really do those. So that's a very basic analysis of what it looks like you might be able to do. And you might be able to get a letter from a lender that says, you're pre-qualified to borrow this amount. Looks like it might work out. Pre-approval is really what you want. That is a more in-depth look at your credit report, your income, your assets, and once you've collected the information that you need, like your pay stubs or your W-2s or your bank statements, and the credit report has been analyzed and reviewed to make sure that everything on there is accurate, and we have a conversation about all of that information. Somebody like me, a loan consultant, is going to make sure everything is correct and click the button, right? Click the button means we're going to run the automated underwriting system. And that's going to a computer system that's going to look at the credit report and look at all the information that's entered on the application, and it spits out a response. And it might be approved, eligible. That's the response we want, right? And
right.
Then we're good to issue an actual pre-approval letter. And that letter is going to say, hey, John, you've been qualified to borrow up to $250,000 towards the purchase of a primary residence. We've looked at your credit, we've verified your income, we've verified your assets, and the underwriting system says you're good to go. And all these things mean that, there's a really good chance that you're going to be able to get this loan. The things that we don't know yet, right? We've got to get an appraisal on the house. We've got to get clear title on the house to make sure that the seller can legally sell the property to you. And we've got to get a final underwriting approval. And that means that, we've collected your income and your assets. We've got to send that into our underwriting team once we have an offer to purchase the house accepted by the seller, and we have the appraisal and we have title. We need to let our underwriter look over all those things and stamp it final approved. And that means that at that point in time, we can lend out that money to you and you can close on the house and actually get the keys. So that's why the pre-approval is so important, because it is, in fact, the indication that you have the ability to borrow that money. And if you were only trying to shop for a house with a pre-qualification, the seasoned experts in the real estate market like Anika would know that you haven't really done that much homework. You haven't really looked into it as far as you could have looked into it. And so if Anika is selling a house and one of the buyers was coming in with an offer that had a pre-qualification letter with it versus a buyer that has a pre-approval letter with it, she would be more inclined to accept the offer from the pre-approval, because she would know that the lender has done their homework and made sure that that buyer can actually qualify for that financing.
And I couldn't have said it better myself.